Hi guys, I found out that the way I did it previously, when I recorded the first video that you just saw, was wrong. So what I'm going to do now is make a better brake line, because what I made in the video, I think was more like this. And what I was supposed to make was more like this. I hope you can see it, I hope you can see the difference. So this one is more of a round shape, which has a little bit a bigger neck than this bit. So both are connections that you can make. So what I'm going to do now is show you a step-by-step tutorial on how to do it correctly. Because if you do it like me and mess it up, then you will have to dive under the car and under the hood to make new connections on your brake lines. And well, I can tell from experience that's really going to be a fight. So as you may have seen, I've got this toolkit, and it is not recommended by professionals. It is cheap. It's one of the cheapest complete sets that I could find. So I thought I'd give it a try, and if it doesn't work, well, then the garage has to do it. But it seems like you can do it with this, but it is sometimes quite tricky, as I found out. Well, to make this connection instead of this, there is a way to do it. So I've got this spare copper line, which is coming off the car, and obviously usually this is a very long string, but there are certain things that you need to do first. First and most important, I found out, is to put this, well, I don't know how you call it, but kind of nipple thing, in Dutch we call it a nipple, over the brake line. Because if you don't, and you make your connection, beautiful 5 meter long line, and then you have to put the nipple on it, it doesn't work, but because it's supposed to be as tight as a drum on the front. So there's no way you can get it over. So what you need to do first, get this metal piece, whatever, over your line. Usually this first bit of line is not very well made because it's cut. So what you have to do is take this tool, which is a cutter tool. There's a little saw in here, and you can press it forward or backwards. And what you need to do is place a line in your device, turn it, make it a little bit tight, not too tight. Turn it until it's going too easy, and then you can twist it a little bit more. And you will repeat this process until the top end of the line falls off. It could take some time, so be patient. Alright. So what you have here now is a nice and round end bit. What you can do next, if it's in your set, hopefully it is get this tool, which is like a screwdriver but with a very sharp end. Hold your line upside down and twist in the middle of this. Then there will be some copper mess. So there are two options now. For some air conditioning lines you can use this connection, but for brake lines you really need to have this connection, which has a little bit bigger end, top end. So what you should do first is you put it in. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it in, but that means there's some residual stuff inside the copper line. The next step is to get this device, which has some sort of wing clamps on it. You make sure that your brake line is in the correct hole, and you leave just a little bit of space of the copper line before you reach the clamp. This might be a little bit too much. Okay, a little bit like this. You clamp it quite tightly on both ends. Alright, so now it is in. Next you will get this rotary device. Turn it all the way up, or almost all the way. Or actually all the way. Until it fits over your new brake line. You can use a vise for this, but you can also do it in your hands, but it's a little bit harder to get everything in the right position. Okay, I got it. So what you need to do now is just tighten it until you cannot tighten it anymore. Because this metal piece is touching the clamp, which is right now. Okay, undo it. Okay, right now we're going to get, oh yeah, sometimes you can just take it off very easily. Alright, what we have now is a copper line with a thick top end. So what I can show you, you don't have to do this, what I'm doing right now. You can just leave it in the clamp because there's another step. Okay, so this is quite nice already. But what we need to have, like here, is a little bit bigger inlet. We have a small inlet right now. So we'll get it back in the clamp. Okay, and we're going to repeat the process, but then without this button in place. So turn it in again. And I found out that it's best to twist it just a little bit, certainly not too tight. So just a quick small turn, and then it's fine. All right. Loosen the clamps. And now you have your new brake line. So now you can have some issues to get this over here. You can just pull it with your hands, or if that doesn't work, get just a little bit of sanding paper, a very small grit, and twist it around here. That could make just a little bit of difference. Okay. When a connection is tight everywhere, or almost tight, then it is a good connection. When you turn this nipple into your brake system, the copper will actually expand just a little bit, and when it expands, it will also stop the very small leaks that would have been still there. It's way harder to do this with iron lines, well, because iron is way harder than copper, so that's why it's so easy to work with these. So this is a brake line. Do the same on the other side. Also, don't forget to put your, well, metal thing on it, and that's it. That's the trick.